Hello, JC Mountain Jar, baby. You know what we got today this morning? A whole 2 weeks of picking my own brain and trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about. I got my good friend Red's Reviews, who asked us a couple weeks ago to start thinking about something for the month of June. He wanted to put together a starter bag under $50 or around $50 to help others realize how easy and to start off how affordable it can be to get into the outdoors. Whether you call it camping, whether you call it hiking, bushcrafting, just simple outdoors, campfire situations, even a little survival and evasion type of stuff. So I put together a little something for you guys to see that when I first started out many years ago, I went the route of surplus. I had a surplus cantina, surplus cup, surplus little fire stove with alcohol to provide the flame and the heat to make a simple cup of coffee. And that's how I started out. I also moved up to the mess kit with the U.S. military silverware, and I looked for all that stuff. And apparently after a long conversation with one of my children who spent a lot of time with me outdoors, I guess I sold it at a yard sale. So as time goes, we're gonna graduate from the things that start us out, and we're gonna move into things that are more probably modern because they're a convenience, they're faster. But I still want to go back to this idea of Red's Reviews where we have $50. What can I offer you all to say get outdoors for under $50? Well, a lot of the times it's going to start with a knife. Now I did choose this particular knife because I did a video on it just a couple videos ago. If you guys go look back, you'll see that this was a Fatwood Friday video, and I explained how I got this knife and how it was $21. A good knife that's gonna last you can be purchased for $21, absolutely. And honestly, I found a few things looking through all these things, trying to come up with this idea. I found a few old memories that actually put a smile on my face. Now, I have on here what's a vest, because when I first started out, I was carrying a bunch of stuff. A bag was really heavy, hurt my shoulders. It really wasn't convenient for me to find the things that I wanted to. So I invested in an inexpensive vest, several pockets. I'm able to take it off if I need to, but it was only about $7 at the time that I bought this vest. I also started watching a lot of videos back in the day, and I picked up on Bear Grylls, and I ended up getting this Bear Grylls knife, neck knife. This worked out for me as well too. So you can pick up some inexpensive knives and some great ideas for watching shows, and you can also say, what's gonna work for me? So in my purchase in under $50, a few things that I made sure I had was a bag. This sling bag is gonna represent another bag that I had before it. This was only $1 at a yard sale. It's broken, so I just tied it, but it worked out really well. Better than a backpack for me, just to go on little hikes, little outings, just to get me outdoors. The sling bag worked really good. So there's a bag. If you want to go the inexpensive route, you can always just hit up a yard sale, a flea market, an antique place. I found a really awesome haversack for $10 at an antique place made out of leather. I'll show you that at another time. Also, if you really want to, yard sales and flea markets are a good place to find knives and to learn about them. I picked up this butcher knife that I actually use for the outdoors. It's a real thin and looks almost homemade type of knife, but it gave me the idea. I learned what the handle was called, broomstick handle. and I found that that was something that I liked and preferred. I definitely prefer it more over than a kind of flat type of handle. Broomstick handles is what led me to end up buying down the road a very expensive outdoors knife specific. But I learned to sharpen, and I learned how to use a knife just because I got this one for a few dollars at a yard sale. It helped me graduate to that. One thing too, I also found out very early in my outdoors expeditions is that getting down on my knees was not very easy. So I also, at a yard sale, picked up this knee pad, and a lot of times it would be just me kneeling down on one knee, maybe to make a fire, maybe to gather some stuff, maybe to dig a cat hole, whatever it was. But I also picked this up. So basically we're looking at, you got a bag for $1, you got a knee pad. I think maybe it was even free, yeah, as I was buying something else from the person. I did end up finding this surplus poncho. I've used this quite several times, and I've learned how to take care of it really well. So it's lasted me quite a while. But this is one and done. You got your warmth because it keeps you warm. You got your shelter if you absolutely need to. Man, couldn't beat that. I think I paid 10 bucks for that, so that goes in the pack. Also picked up these surplus gloves. Keep my hands warm. I actually saw maybe the hidden woodsman used to use gloves like these, so I went and I found these for $5. Not bad. I actually found this, which is says Ridge Cut or something, but it was at the military surplus store too. Back in the day, man, things were inexpensive. This was like $2. These were like $2. I want you guys to focus on what is going to get you outdoors. What's going to motivate you? For me, I just simply wanted to go outside, make a cup of coffee. Now this is going to take me a little bit outside of my $50, but what makes me happy is going out there and making a fresh cup of coffee. Shout out to WarriorWerks in Alaska. Sent me this awesome bag of fresh bean coffee. Just gonna grind it up. I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna boil some water here with you guys in just a second. So let's take a moment. Now we got about, let's see, let me adjust the camera just a tad bit. All right, now we got to boil some water for that coffee. I picked up this 775 mil stowaway pot, stainless steel. It's okay to burn on fires. That's really what you want to get, is something that you can burn on fires. This, I believe, was around $10, and I still have a lot of old stuff in it. Look, I got some really old candies. I got some matches in a pill bottle with a striker in there. I have some garlic salt, something to wash the pan with, and I don't know what I had in here. Wow, it looks like there's some old dish soap in there. So $10 here. This I picked up at a yard sale. Who knows what it was really for, but it worked out to hold everything together. These canisters are about $5 at Walmart, and I did pick this sterno up for about $5 at a outdoor store, you know. So here we are, we're looking at 1, 2, 10, 12, some of the other stuff with the knife, anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks. That's roughly $35 here, $40, $50, and then the stuff to make the coffee is gonna make it go over. I do have a ferro rod, I do have matches, you know, whatever you choose. This ferro rod I made myself. I just took a piece of an antler, drilled, put the ferro rod in there and glued it in there, and it's got this hair tie, I believe is what I was using. And actually, this is exactly how I had it set up. Just like that. That's the exact setup that I had for a long time. But if you're not comfortable with a ferro rod, why not just buy a big lighter? You can do that too. So you're gonna want to boil your water. Nalgene. Not a bad idea to pick yourself up a one-time purchase that'll last you forever. I've had this for possibly 20 years. Since I haven't washed it in a long time, I'm just gonna use a fresh bottle of water. And that's what we're gonna use to boil our water for our coffee. Here is a cup for our coffee, another $5. I believe this one's just a Walmart one, stainless steel. This is a French press, really cool but really dirty. So if you're okay and you have extra water, maybe a running river or maybe you're near a water source, every time you dirty this to make your cup of coffee, it takes a lot more to clean it. So it's not the super, it wastes water, I guess is what I'm saying. But you take your coffee grounds while your water is boiling. That's a lot of coffee grounds. I think I'm just going to use half of what I ground. Once we get our water boiled up, what else do I have? Well, this is my more recent ferro rod. This one's probably about 10 years old. This piece of wood right here is from near the river that I live near. It's willow. It's soft, and if you want to start off whittling on stuff, soft woods are the way to go. I have a couple of hard pieces of wood that I started working on when I was first starting to do to carve spoons. Man, it's really tough to carve spoons out of hard woods. So get yourself a soft wood. We're getting closer, my friends. We're getting closer to the end of this video. You know, so far it's around $50. I think just for the convenience of getting my little coffee set up here, I could minimize it a little less expensive. There's pour over coffees, and I have one, I just couldn't find it. It's a plastic cup with a filter. You put the coffee grinds in there and you pour the hot water over. Makes yourself a cup of coffee. That's probably half the price of this process that I'm doing here right now. But you can't get away with the basics, you know. Without the basics is what I meant. So you know you're gonna need a light, you're gonna need a knife, you're gonna need some sort of cooking utensil, water purification. So these things, they can take you out into the woods for under 50 bucks. It's the other things that I enjoyed about finding and remembering that I wanted to show you in this video, just because they made me happy. They brought back good memories. They were good points. You know, if you've not been out there, get yourself a knee protector or one of those flat garden foams that you can put your knees on. It even works good to sit on, you know, when you're out in the woods and you find a nice rock or a stump to sit on and you want to sit on that. You know, some protection is always a good thing from the elements, but you don't have to just to start out if you're going for a walk and going right back home. Something inexpensive can graduate into something more expensive. Get creative as well too. This is a bag of cut up sheet, 100% cotton. I washed it in hot water with bleach, and then I cut it into strips, and I made a package full of bandages and wraps. So this is always in my survival gear, inside my home, inside my survival stash box. But I'm just saying, get creative. It doesn't have to be something that you go out and buy right away. Look, our water is already boiled. I'm gonna leave that on for a second here. I'm gonna pour this water in here. Now that's probably gonna make a pretty darn stout piece of, or cup of coffee. We're gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes or so. And I'm gonna see if I could do something else for you all. Whoop. What else makes me happy when I'm out there in the woods? Well, it makes me happy to go out and cook something. So if you got a little setup like I do, that again is probably just gonna run you around close to $50. We can also do some cooking. They also have corned beef hash. You can do that as well. An inexpensive spoon that I bought at Walmart. There's enough like oil in this that I don't need to add my own oil. That didn't take very long, did it? You take your French press, you finish pushing down. Get yourself a beautiful cup of coffee. Red, I hope this video makes you happy. Go check him out. Red's reviews. His link is going to be in the description of the channel. Plenty of other opportunities for us to get together again. This was a great little challenge. I'm going to open up this challenge. Absolutely wonderful. Hot. Just the right amount of coffee grinds. Oh, what a great cup of coffee with you guys. I appreciate you guys watching me. I'm out in a jar. This $50 challenge for beginners, or even memories of equipment that got us out into the outdoors, or survival, or bushcrafting, or any type of elements where you're getting your gear together. I want this challenge to go out to a few guys. I want to challenge, I want to open up the challenge to Mangus over at Wicked Blades. I'm always going to go, and I'm always going to depend on June over at SubUrbanNinja-EDC. We also have a pal, my buddy TonyTooTuffrse. Let's see what you can do for what was your first gear, or a package to get you out into the wilderness under $50. Let's see. Also a new channel, Guy over at Don't Be a Dude Master. I haven't really looked through all your content to see if you're an outdoors kind of a guy, but you're always getting gear that's low price budget, and I can respect that. And maybe you got some ideas for us that we haven't covered. Obviously, I'm only one person, and Red's only one person, and we'd like a whole lot of people joining in this challenge just to see what ideas we can come up with and get people out into the outdoors. I want to also include Pocket EDC, Todd, our friend over there in Canada. I know that this is right up your alley, my brother, and I hope that you can participate, even if it's whatever you got to throw out there at us, man. I respect your channel and the things that you do outdoors, man. So bring it, buddy, bring it. Let's have a good time with this. So after you make your video, please shout out another 5 people to see if we can spread the word and get everybody to participate in this. Again, I say, if you can tag myself, tag Red's reviews, and let's have a good time. Thanks, Red. If I have not mentioned you specifically, I apologize, but I do want any and everybody that wants to participate in this challenge to jump in, make a video, tag me and tag Red's reviews so that we can know that you did something for us, with us, and let's all get out there and have a good time. You guys know that my channel is open to everybody, so if you guys got some cool ideas, share them with me. Email me, tell me about the stuff that you started with. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to put that in my next video, like a follow-up to this. If you guys got any video you want to upload to my email, that's fine as well too. In the comments, if you want to make stuff in the show stuff in the comments and just say, hey, I remember I did this, or I got this for $5, or you have any ideas, man, you guys are awesome. The more ideas you guys share with us, the more fun we have. So you guys are all invited too. Don't ever, ever, ever think that you ain't my family, 'cause you are. Let's have a good time.